So over the weekend, Liverpool announcing their third transfer signing of the summer transfer window, with Calvin Ramsey signing for £6.5 million from Aberdeen, and he joined Fabio Carvalho and Darwin Nunez, who joined the club earlier this summer. And Ramsey is going to be a very exciting young talent coming to Anfield. He's a bright young player, only 18 years old, and has a big future ahead of him. Liverpool paying £6.5 million to Aberdeen for the right back, and he's going to immediately become Trent Alexander-Arnold's understudy. And this gives Liverpool the chance to move on Nico Williams, who shined last season at Fulham in the second half of the campaign on loan, but Williams not being necessarily the strongest backup to Trent, and never really filling fans with a lot of certainty when he took over for Trent in those right back positions. Ramsey going to be coming in after having just one season in senior football at Aberdeen, coming through the academy there. He joined Aberdeen at the age of 6 and made his way all the way up through the academy to the first team in 2021. He operated at times as a central midfielder at various age groups, but has slotted now into the right back position. And that's kind of a lot like Trent, who was a central midfielder and at times a winger before settling into a right back position in the Liverpool academy. So taking a similar trajectory in a way to the first team or to senior football is Calvin Ramsey. Liverpool were able to beat a few teams to Ramsey's signature. Manchester City, Leicester City, West Ham, Manchester United, all were tracking, or at least at times linked, with a move to Ramsey after his just one season of Scottish Premiership football. And last year, Ramsey played in a total of 33 games for Aberdeen in all competitions, tallying 9 assists and 1 goal. So those are some attractive stats, and Liverpool will be very excited to get him in the team and on the training pitch coming up later this summer. Ramsey also tallying 2,289 minutes of football for Aberdeen last season in all competitions. Now, if you look at several of the stats that Ramsey tallied last season, and according to one of the websites, the many websites that I've looked at about Calvin Ramsey, this must be an American website because it's very stat heavy on various statistics such as his dribbles per 90 minutes, as well as his attacking actions per 90 minutes. And, this shows us the potential that Ramsey has. But of course, you've got to take some of these stats with a grain of salt, because he played in the Scottish Premiership last season, which is a far weaker league than the English Premier League, and the pace that Ramsey is going to have to adjust to is far different. But if we look at some of these stats, such as his 5.44 successful attacking actions per 90 minutes, that's a fantastic stat. And he also had 5.24 dribbles per 90 minutes. But if we look at those and we compare those to, say, Trent had 1.23 dribbles per 90 minutes, which shows just how more difficult the Premier League is to the Scottish Premiership, and the fact that he's going to have far less time on the ball than he did back north of the border. Now, Ramsey won't necessarily be expected to carry the ball for great distances. His job will be to cross the ball in, to get the ball forward, and to get the ball to those attacking players such as Mohamed Salah, Darwin Nunez, Diogo Jota, and Luis Diaz. By all reports, Ramsey still has a lot of work to do in the defensive side of the ball, but again, we saw that with Trent, we've seen that with Nico Williams, and ultimately that's really why Nico Williams, to me, hasn't worked out necessarily at Liverpool. But that loan to Fulham last season, taking a drop down in the leagues and the competition, really helped Williams to improve, although a lot of those improvements were in the attacking side of the ball. Ramsey will really need to work hard to improve his defensive style of play, but he's going to have chances in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup this season, and may get a few minutes here and there in the Premier League. But of course, James Milner, who signed a 1-year contract to remain at Liverpool for next season, he will also be counted on by Jurgen Klopp to occasionally slot into the right back position when needed. Now, Liverpool potentially have 2 very good backup fullbacks now at Anfield. Kostas Tsimikas, who had a very good season last year, filling in for Andy Robertson at times, and at times really pushing Robertson for that starting role as the starting left back. Now we have Calvin Ramsey, who can potentially push Trent Alexander-Arnold in that right back position, and maybe we'll see Trent maybe move into the central midfield position, which we've seen right backs do in Germany with Bayern Munich. Joshua Kimmich starting out as a right back before moving into a central midfield position, as well as Philipp Lahm doing that years prior at Bayern Munich. Of course, that experiment has not necessarily worked with the England national team, but again, the different tactics and the different things that both Liverpool and the England national team do, it could be one of the reasons why it hasn't worked out for Trent previously. All right, guys, let me know what you think of Liverpool's newest transfer signing, right back Calvin Ramsey, who arrived from Aberdeen over the weekend for £6.5 million. Looks like a very good signing, potentially one that can give Liverpool's starting right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold, some more rest over the season so he can be paced for another grueling year. And guys, thanks for watching. Please hit that thumbs up button if you like the video and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on everything Liverpool I post here. And I'll see you next time here on Soccer Travels.